Hello, everyone, and welcome to Big Cat Sports. Today we are going over the NFC North again with our Week 10 preview. We'll start with the one loss in the NFC North. All the teams almost won. Green Bay lost 23-19 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Overall, it doesn't look like it was that bad of a game, but the Packers are still struggling.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about the Packers at all. I think that they got to be looking toward next year for sure. They need a quarterback. I kind of was hoping Jordan Love would, turn into something. I felt bad, the whole situation with him. He never got much support from Rodgers, and now maybe we know why. No,
He actually didn't have. I mean, he threw 50%, but he threw for 283 yards,
yeah,
two DDs, but two interceptions.
Green Bay's in a hard way. They're kind of out. They're out of this, and they're looking toward next year. They're going to be in the top 10 picking. Should be. Hopefully, be in a position to grab a quarterback for them. We'll see. I think Pittsburgh is always, for whatever reason, Mike Tomlin's one of the best coaches in the league. Always has his team ready, and even though they really don't have much on the offensive side, they're still in it. They keep winning. I give it up for them. I like Pittsburgh. They're one of my AFC team.
They ended up losing to Pittsburgh, even though Kenny Pickett only threw for 119 yards.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
205 rushing yards, though.
Pickett's another one. They gotta either hope he turns into something. But so far, it's hard. These guys, you got to have time to develop, and they don't. It's hard to do that because you want immediate success, and people don't have the patience for it. But if Mike Tomlin thinks Kenny Pickett's going to develop in something, I would trust him.
Yeah. Moving on to the Snorefest that was Thursday Night Football. Chicago getting their third win on the season, tying Green Bay, winning only 16-13 against the Carolina Panthers, who are now 1-8. Badgett didn't do terrible. He was 20 for 33. He just didn't throw it for a touchdown and 162 yards. So didn't get any touchdowns, 162 yards. Rushing wise, they had 133 yards between 7 different people rushing the ball. But it wasn't that great of a day for Chicago or Carolina because neither one of them was doing well.
No, I mean, neither one of them we expected to do well. I mean, that's just an awful matchup. And I was reading how they, they can't understand why they can't flex these games out. I don't know about Thursday games. That might be a problem, but they're just getting so many bad primetime matchups.
It's always Thursday night.
Wouldn't it have been nice to see Detroit and San Diego move to, 8 o'clock instead of that crap fest that Buffalo was.
No, they wouldn't have put us
on Monday night. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they wouldn't have done that. But overall, Thursday night's never good. It's been very few good Thursday night games.
I still don't understand the Thursday night games, but whatever.
Moving on to Minnesota, who's looking good still. They won again, 27-19 over New Orleans. At one point, they were up 27-3. So they were taking care of business. Dobbs coming in to the game and putting up 263 yards and a TD. He also rushed for another 44. He is doing fantastic in Minnesota. And I still don't see them losing, at least up until Cincinnati.
Neither do I. I think they're going to be on our tail. I can hope that something changes. The only thing I see about Dobbs is, if I had a criticism, he has those happy feet, man. He's looking to run as soon as he gets the ball in his hands. He's not, and he's been fortunate to play kind of crap teams. Saints are crap. Mm-hmm. I just can't. I try to.
They're winning the Saints are winning their division.
They are, and the division is crap. It's crap. So I don't have much. That's good for us because we still got to play them. But I don't think they're going to be much of a threat. It's strange for a league with parity. It is pretty much split right down the middle. You either are a good football team or you are god awful, and a lot of the god awful teams are going to play each other. So it kind of gives you the idea that maybe they're better than what they are. But God, that's just nasty, bad football. I like watching. Like I said, I'm going to be really worried about Dobbs when he plays us. It'll be curious to see if it's the competition or if he's legit. So
It will be a little bit interesting to see how well he plays as time goes on. He might not play all that great as time goes on, but he's also not going to be facing that bad a team. He's like all the teams he's facing ain't good.
right. So I don't see Minnesota.
He's going to have
and it gives us plenty of time to kind of prepare for this guy, even though we're going to prepare for the team we're playing the week we're week to week. I think they need to have somebody watching that guy filmed from here on in and be ready as hell when we play them to try to contain him. They remind me of Seattle, last year. Seattle, when Geno Smith was doing better, almost a carbon copy, and that's going to give us a lot of trouble.
So far, if nothing changes, they're the team you play in the first round of the playoffs. So you have back-to-back home games against Minnesota. If that happens, ending on Detroit, right? They won a shootout this week in L.A., winning 41-38. Goff threw for 333 yards, 2 TDs. You had 200 yards of rushing between Montgomery, Gibbs, and St. Brown for just 9 yards. He almost had 200-yard rushers on a Sunday, which is surprising.
Haven't done that since 1937. They said
you're very
back
close.
When the league was pretty much run dominant and there weren't any passes. I think they were saying that in 1937 our total passing yards was 818 or something for the whole year. So there's a reason why they were running like that back then. In today's game, that's pretty amazing.
But if Gibbs would have had 33 more rushing yards, you would have had 2 100-yard rushers.
Yeah.
On top of throwing for 333 yards.
As much of a heart attack as that game was, we were going back and forth, and we get on Dan Campbell for his brazenness. At the end, I think most of us were with him on that 4th and 2. We realized what he was doing. He was either saying the same thing he did last year in the Green Bay game. He said, "This is the play. We make a 4th and 2, game's over." Not so much this year because we had to rely on Mr. Patterson to make the field goal, which wasn't a chip shot. So kudos to Riley Patterson for finishing him off at the end because we needed that. I mean, he's not known for that.
He hit one last year in the playoffs.
Yeah,
against LA.
Not for us, but
against LA in Jacksonville. He did the same thing.
Well, good. I mean, it seems like if it's inside 40 or right around 40, Riley Patterson's pretty reliable. It's just I wish we could get somebody with more of a foot, but you can't have everything.
But going on to the games next week, the Lions and the Bears will be facing each other. It should be an easy win for the Lions.
Justin Fields is supposed to be back.
It's at home, not in Chicago.
Justin Fields is supposed to be back.
Yeah, with his broken finger or whatever. We are favored by 10.
This will be a nice warm up. Like I said, everything is. You're trying not to look ahead because you do have to beat the Bears.
You have back-to-back divisional games
against 2. They're shitty.
Bears and Packers.
We should win both of them.
You are
with ease. If they show up and play their butts off, it shouldn't even be hard.
You are favored Lions are favored by 10 points.
Yeah, and they should. The Bears. I certainly think they should cover that. But again, Justin Fields is one of those quarterbacks where, he could have one of those surprise games, and they're always dangerous. So you got to make sure you contain him, and this will be a good warm up for a guy like Dobbs. I would put an extra guy just studying films on that guy on Dobbs, trying to figure everything out before we play them. hopefully, what would be great is if we've already won the division by the time we play them.
I don't think you will.
Well, it would rely on Minnesota losing a game.
Yeah.
And
We'll
I think
see.
that's perfectly capable because I think Dobbs is still a big question mark. Right now, he's hot. Right now, he's doing the good things. We'll see.
But the Packers this week are going to be playing the Chargers. And if they play like they played against us, that's a loss for the Packers. LA is favored by 3 in that game. So we'll see what
I
actually
think
happens.
the Chargers are a pretty good team. I don't think – I think they're right there. Actually, I think they're right there with us, maybe a little bit, a little below. But their offense, their quarterback is really good. Keenan Allen, oh, my God, the guy's amazing. I'd love to have a guy like that on our team. And I think, they should make easy work of the Green Bay Packers.
And then the Vikings are going to be going to Denver, which if Denver keeps on playing the way they're playing, that is not a shoe-in win for the Vikings.
I've been very impressed. And like I said, in today's game, the fans don't have patience. Sean Payton is a good coach. And he's going to get those. If they give him time, he's going to figure this out. And it looks like they're starting to play better. Not good news. Well, at least we get to play them at home.
Yes.
Minnesota's going out to Denver.
Minnesota will be in Denver.
That is not a shoe-in for the Vikings.
So is that? And Denver is favored by 2.5. Could they still beat them? Yes.
Say what the weather's going to be like.
Well, we don't know. It's a week out. I wouldn't be surprised if there might be some snow in the forecast because it's not going to be the warmest, I don't think, in Denver. But it's going to be a cold game.
Yeah.
Most likely. And like I said, it's not a shoo-in for the Vikings. I think they could win it, but the Broncos are currently favored. It is Sunday night football too, so it's going to be a night game.
Right.
It's going to be later in the day.
Vikings are no longer, despite the fact they're from Minnesota, of course, we know this is not the Fran Tarkenton Vikings. They don't like bad weather any more than we do. And certainly would hamper their mobile quarterback if they have to play in a game like Kansas City had to play in.
Yeah. It'll come down to, because if they get past the Broncos, they should beat the Bears. They should beat the Raiders, which again will come down to their last 4 games of Bengals, us, Packers, us. And they could literally go. They win their next 3, and they could split the next 4 they have after their win streak.
Right.
They could go 2-2. So the Vikings have a good chance to at least
go Broncos,
make a run at the division. I don't think they'll make it, but they'll at least make it interesting.
I mean, I guess you can honestly say if we can't beat them at least once, we don't deserve it, and we should.
You should beat them once. You should at least beat them at home, if anything. But it is going to be an interesting
want it to come down to
end of the year. With all that being,
well,
I mean, I'll be at the game. Yeah, I'll be at the Vikings game. With all that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, hope to see everybody soon.